Good morning, everyone. As many of you know me, my name is Anita, and I'm part of Morning Church here. I come from a Hindu background, except myself. Nobody else in my family know Christ. My parents worked in government services when I was young, and were often posted in remote areas of India. And because of which they decided to send me to school, which was a hostel, missionary hostel, which was closest to them from that place, so that I could continue my education without any disruption. I must have been 9 years old at that time. But by God's grace, that hostel became a place where I grew up like a Christian. I mean, if I had been with my family, I would have never known, but in that hostel, I went to Sunday schools. We had Bible studies and prayers every day. But it was just part of our routine at that time. I didn't have any guidance. Nobody was mentoring me as such. But somewhere along the way, I began praying to Jesus. I never realized, but I was praying to God along the way. This was year 2005. I was in year 10, must have been 14 or 15 years old. And it was the time of Lent. Also, many of you in India, we celebrate Holi as well during the same time. It is called Festival of Colors. So we all were doing the same. We were celebrating with colors, playing along in the hostel. But after a while, our matron got she came out, she started scolding us, that she started reminding us it's a time of Lent and we are not supposed to do that. And that made one of the girl very upset, and she was like, she cannot force us, our matron cannot force us, and are we going to do the same, like praying to God, reading Bible after we go out? We are not going to do this throughout our lives, she said. And that question stayed with me. In this whole bizarre situation, that was the only question that stuck with me. And I started deeply thinking about my own life. I was in year 10. What would I do? Would I go back praying in the temples? Would I go back to pray to God my parents are praying to? What did I really believe? And it was that moment, and I truly believe it was the work of Holy Spirit. As I mentioned, nobody was guiding me. I didn't have any mentor. It was just me, myself, thinking along. So I decided to follow Christ that year. And I came to a conclusion that I want to do this throughout my life. I don't want to go back to what my parents believe in. And I bought my first Bible that year, which is still with me. And I took baptism when I turned 25 in 2014 without my family's knowledge. They never knew that I got baptized. And many of you know in India, it's a sensitive topic, conversion, talking about Christ in a family of Hindu. So my family initially thought it's just a phase and then she'll be back with us. They themselves were fine, but they had a social pressure that what would people around us will say. Even in this, I saw God's hand, because I'm very close to my family, and that was very young age. If they would have been forceful or strict with me, I might have gone back and given up on Christ. But they were very patient and respected my faith at that time. And they eventually came around. So I just want to encourage everyone this morning that by saying that it's a privilege to know true and living God, to know Jesus. Let's not take that for granted. There are many people who don't know him, and many others who go through persecution for their faith. Sometimes as Christian, we fall into routine. Church becomes habit, and faith becomes something we do, not something we live. Our children, they watch us, and if they don't see us living out the faith in our everyday life, they may grow up taking it casually too. And very young, when I didn't see people around me Christian, I decided that I want my child to know Christ. But at the same time, as I said, they may take it casually too if we don't live the life of Christ. I just want to thank God for saving me and choosing me. And I want to pray that God bless each one of us in our walk with Him. Thank you for listening.